Some cool stuff ahead, so sit back.
Now you've got two monsters following you.
Alex just started reading his email.
Irina Slutsky for Geek Entertainment.
There's some that have 700s.
This is the most
Hey, dude, what are you
pokey
doing?
of all. This is the
What are you doing?
men's bitter
TV?
chocolate pokey. So
Anything
I
good
can't
on?
quite figure out the
Dude,
name of that.
everything's good on, man. I never thought I'd see the day. 300 channels, it's all good.
300 channels of what?
Old DLTV, Command N, Open Alpha, Dignation.
Holy crap.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Dude, you're dreaming.
No, dude, it's amazing.
No, you're dreaming.
Huh?
You're dreaming. D, you're dreaming. D. D, you're dreaming.
What?
You're dreaming.
What?
You're dreaming.
I'm awake.
You were dreaming. You were like some random babbling about like Dignation and Command N being on TV.
Oh, I was thinking about that segment with those applications.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Dude, are we still shooting?
Yeah.
All right, let's get on set, man.
Oh, yeah. Go clean yourself up, Spanky. Okay, so the opening to this whole sequence, this whole segment, completely fictitious, complete dramatization.
It's a nice thought.
It is.
300 channels, but no, there's nothing good.
No.
At least on TV.
Yeah, on terrestrial TV.
Yeah.
But it's actually not far off.
No, I mean, you think if you've got a media center PC, or if you've got some way to get your content from your PC over to your TV, and you've got a couple of applications that will help you subscribe to video online or channels online, who needs cable at that point?
Yeah, really. If you can pipe all your video, back out to a TV or something.
Right. So there's 3 applications that I want to take a look at that will allow you to easily subscribe to video content online. First, of course, being iTunes. We're all familiar with iTunes, probably.
Yeah.
It's got a podcast directory, which also does video. It's not really the best in terms of video podcasts because it just kind of has like a featured video podcast list. There's only about 5 pages. I don't know, maybe about 100.
Right.
Definitely not everything. There are a lot more video content in iTunes podcast directory, but you really have to go hunting for it.
Yeah,
so it's not
really
most
got to
intuitive.
shuffle around.
No. For podcasts, it's great. Love it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't handle the video as well as it really should.
Because he had to kind of make the video work, I think,
Right.
that,
Well, what's nice about it, though, is it's rock solid. It will accept external links. So if there's an online TV show that you like to watch that's not in the iTunes directory, you can always just add it in yourself, and it will automatically download those.
That's always useful.
It'll also sync with your Video with iPod.
Video with iPod?
Video with iPod, buddy.
iPod with video.
That's the one. I always try to call it a video iPod, but
But
that's
it's not.
really it. Yeah.
It's the iPod with video.
Yes. So waiting for the 16:9, but anyway. Downsides, of course, it only handles direct downloads, HTTP, right? That we don't like that much. It's nice that we can track the numbers, but at the same time, it kills us in bandwidth.
Yeah, well, now that...
Libsyn is that's helping out a lot. The other downside is it doesn't have a nice way to manage all of those downloads.
Your hard
drive's going to fill up.
Yeah.
There's a couple other players.
I was going to say, now there's some alternatives.
There's some alternatives. First being FireAnt. It's in release candidate 1 stage right now, so you can kind of call it a beta if you want. It's really nice. It's got an integrated channel guide, which is really cool. That's one of the main features that I like.
Just to clarify things, channels are RSS feeds.
Channels are RSS feeds,
and
or
then
just basically video podcasts,
yeah,
IPTV,
vidcast,
whatever.
And intuitively, they have been subdivided into
categories, tags. It's really nice the way they do it. You can take a look at channels by top rated, the most watched. You can check out what's new channels. It's got an automated system for popular tags. As you can see, it's like your basic tag cloud where the more popular, the bigger the font.
Boldface font, height,
And I really like the way that it's got this ability to stream video. So if you find a podcast,
you can sample it.
Yeah, if you find a video podcast you like, take a look.
Well, it looks interesting to you. Like, sample it. Oh, this is really cool. And then subscribe to the RSS feed, and there you go.
It'll do the automatic downloading. It's got a built-in player. It'll automatically delete stuff after a certain amount of days.
Awesome.
It's not rock solid yet, but it's doing okay. And I think it's going to progress from here. This one is for both PC and actually all of these that we're going to talk about are for both
PC
Windows
and Mac.
Let's not call it PC because
Windows and Mac.
Windows and Mac, right? Yeah, this one also has a really cool feature where it'll sync with portable devices, such as your, what did I call it?
You called
Video
it
with iPod. Video with iPod.
Video with iPod.
Next from Microsoft. It'll also sync with the PSP, which is really cool.
Nice.
And if if the video format is not in PSP-friendly format,
It will encode for you.
yeah, using FFmpeg, it's not 100% yet, but it does a good job.
It kind of works.
Yeah, I mean, there's also other good encoders if you want to do it manually. There's Videora has a nice set of tools that'll allow you to.
We actually use that.
Yeah, we use the what is it? The Videora. Videora.
We use Videora
iPod converter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they've also got a PSP converter. Really nice.
Nice. Now, one of the things I noticed about this is the very, very nice web interface.
In fact, you can get to it from their website. You don't actually need the client.
Okay. Well, that's really nice, if you're on a lot of remote computers, but I'm saying, when you're actually running your own personal client.
But the idea is to set these up, let them know in the background, they subscribe to your channels, pull them down so you don't have to think about it.
Right.
So let's move on to the other player, which is from the Participatory Culture Foundation. I said that right.
Yeah.
That's the same people that brought us BlogTorrent, Broadcast Machine, and more recently, Video Bomb, which is kind of like a dig for videos.
I've seen it before.
This was originally called DTV, but they renamed it when it came out for the for Windows just recently, and
Democracy.
it's in 0.8 right now, which kind of shows.
Little more buggy than FireAnt.
It's a little bit more buggy at this point, but it's also open source. You know what that means?
That means it's going to be the first to also go to Unix, Linux, BSD,
toasters,
whatever, microwaves.
If it runs Linux, yeah.
I think our refrigerator runs Linux.
Sure, why not?
But
That's a good mod.
But it's not
Should
evil.
save that for later. Yeah, it's not evil.
It is not evil.
So, this has got a really nifty channel guide that looks very similar to the one in iTunes.
I was going to say, this is very iTunes reminiscent.
Right. It doesn't have an automated tags well, it doesn't have the tag cloud, but it does have the popular tags here. We can head over to technology, see that there's 16 technology podcasts in here, or video podcasts. I'm not sure what to call them. And you can check out a site, or if you see something you like, you can click this. It'll subscribe to it.
Okay.
It's also got a really nifty player where it'll go full screen no matter what. If it's
no
QuickTime,
matter what the codec or file
Windows
format
Media.
is.
Exactly.
Well, that's nice. That's a really, really nice feature.
And it doesn't sync with any of the portable players yet.
Yeah, but if
It's also open source though.
Yeah.
So maybe later.
Somebody else, might program that in. But there's if you have a portable player anyway, you can do that manually if you really, really wanted to.
Yeah, and I mean that's what I do. The cool thing about both of these is that they have a channel guide, which will expose you to a lot of content. Like I didn't even know there were 300 different vidcasts out there. So I mean, a lot of them are vlogs or vlogs, video blogs.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and those are cool. And I suggest you check out either of these because it's got an extensive directory, or you could just do what I do, and that is go to a bunch of favorited tabs, bookmarks, and download them yourself. And then your hard drive fills up, and you got to manually delete them.
Manual. And the advantage to these client-type programs, like I like to use a mail client, and this is, to me, is like having a mail client.
Does the work for you.
Yeah, it does all the work for you, and plus you can subscribe to the RSS feeds so that your favorite.
Not always checking out the same site over and over, waiting for an update.
Yeah, you're just like, oh God, where's it coming? So like some shows that only release once a month, that tend to maybe release some bonus material throughout.
Seriously, you might want to consider subscribing to our RSS feed because, hey, we release on the 5th, but every now and then there's extra content, 0.5 episodes, specials for holidays,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, that to me, this is the way to go. So check them out. Mull them over. If you like them, use them. If you don't,
and let us know about your experiences with both FireAnt and Democracy Player.
Give us some feedback. Just tell us what you think.
Yeah.
So other than that, thanks a lot, and enjoy the rest of the show. Action. Boom! D, you're dreaming. You're dreaming.